Ladies and gentlemen, Pat Boone can't make it tonight, so I'm going to be playing for you. I'm going to do a country western tribute to the Spice Girls. Anyway, no, I think, first off, we're so delighted that everybody turned out here tonight. Again, this is the first major rock and roll concert for Pat Boone here in Issaquah. We want to make it an annual affair. But are there any Pat Boone fans in the audience, ladies and gentlemen? Come on! Thank you. Well, again, I already mentioned a few of his credentials earlier, but again, Pat Boone is the third highest selling rock and roll artist in the history of rock and roll music. He was on the Billboard charts for 200 weeks, ladies and gentlemen. He starred in such movies as Bernadine, April Love, State Fair, Mardi Gras, The Cross and the Switchblade, Roger and Me, and the greatest movie ever made, Journey to the Center of the Earth. Yeah. He's had hits since 1955, ladies and gentlemen. Two Hearts, Ain't That a Shame? He's a good friend to Little Richard and Fats Domino. He's the crown prince of the silver screen, the king of rock and roll. Ladies and gentlemen, from Hollywood, California, Mr. Pat Boone! Pat Boone, ladies and gentlemen, Pat Boone!
White Soul.
Well, it's Saturday night and I just got paid. All about my money, don't try to save. My heart says go, go. Have a time on a Saturday night and maybe I feel I'm gonna rip it up. I'm gonna rock it up. I'm gonna shake it up. I'm gonna wake it up. I'm gonna rip it up at the ball tonight. Yeah. Say, baby, right 8:30. Pick you up in my 88. Shag on down by the social hall. In the truck, start jumping, going. Have a ball, gonna rip it up. I'm gonna rock it up. I'm gonna shake it up. I'm gonna rig it up. I'm gonna rip it up at the ball tonight. How about these guys, folks? All my day and I'm feeling high, keep on out to that groovy sky. I don't care if I spend my dough, 'cause tonight I'm gonna be one. After all, I'm gonna rig it up. I'm gonna rock it up. I'm gonna shake it up. Rig it up. I'm gonna rip it up at the ball tonight. I'm gonna rip it up. I'm gonna rig it up. I'm gonna shake it up. I'm gonna rock it up. I'm gonna rip it up at the ball tonight.
Thank you. Thank you. I hope you folks are not feeling too crowded.
Hey, Fred's
I
pretty
was
good.
going to be up here anyway to do something for Easter Seals and then also to see my family, because we have family who live just not far from here in Redmond. And the idea evolved that I would come over and maybe do some songs for Mercy Corps. And Dan O'Neill was out here, right? You heard about Mercy Corps? You know the story. Now I can take off these glasses. It was so hot here just a little while ago that I thought I was going to have glasses on just to see you. Anyway, are you having fun?
Yeah.
You heard some great bluegrass, and I didn't get here in time to hear Wendy, but you heard the guys, and you've seen my jacket. I'm going to open it. This jacket is not long for this evening. It's coming off here pretty soon. But before we do, I want to bring out somebody. I mentioned family, and when Dan and the others said, will you come sing a few songs? I said, well, what do you want me to sing in Issaquah? I've never Fred just introduced me as the king of rock and roll. There might be a few people who would dispute that. but I did do a bunch of rock and roll songs, and in my younger days, and I see some of you are peers of mine, I did do a lot of rock and roll songs and had some big success, #1 records. And so Dan said, why don't you do a couple of those rock and roll tunes? Well, Rip It Up is one, and now I want to do one of the biggest I ever had. It was the my second record and my first million-seller #1 record. I want to get some family help. Ringo Starr has his son Zach, playing drums for him when he performs. I'm going to go him one better. I'm going to have my grandson, who lives in Redmond, come out here. Where's Brendan? There is Brendan. Give me 5. Now, Brendan is my grandson. He's 14, and he is they have their own rock group. And he has 3 first names. And Dan was just reminding me of that. Brendan Michael William O'Neill. And I realized that's BMW. This is a cool guy, and he's going to play with me and with the guys the first #1 million-seller record I ever had. Fats Domino wrote it, and we're going to do it. You made me cry when you said